it turns out having a studio doesn't help you all that much in terms of time management issues and consistency. Yeah, gotta figure that one out. Somehow. Well, finally! This painting is finished. You may have seen it in a couple of my other videos just somewhere in the corner, but now it's time for her. And yeah, it was a big challenge. It is the biggest painting with oils that I have ever created so far. I started it a long time ago when I wasn't in this space yet. So yeah, see you in the past. So this is the reference that I'm gonna use for the painting. Of course it will be much more saturated, probably I will make it on a sunset, but you're probably wondering what are those lines? It's called grit, and mural and graffiti artists are using it to better match the reference to the big walls they are painting on. And because I'm kind of using a big canvas, before starting anything else, I will transfer this grit onto the canvas. Done smaller and more precious grit, but I will take note for the next painting. Right now I'm working on this painting. By the time you're watching this, probably it's finished and the video is uploaded. The problem is that I'm using my main and only palette, so yeah, it's not really good to use it for another painting because all the colors will mess up and yeah, it will be just one big mess. So I have to find another piece of glass to use as a palette. Okay, so it's kind of strange to record a voiceover for something that I have started probably more than 6 months ago. Like, if I think about it, for sure more than that, but I don't want to think about it because it's too scary. So yeah, being the biggest painting that I have ever initiated, I wanted to start it properly with grit and underpainting, and to have something as a sketch to work on and better visualize and transform the reference onto the canvas. And I'm not starting that often with underpainting, even more with grit, but sometimes it's really easier. Well, not easier, but more productive to have like a base and structure to work on. So I just finished the underpainting. It didn't take me that much time, but as at the moment I'm building the new studio and my time schedule is a little bit torn apart, so yeah, I made it over the course of 1 week or so. As you saw, I had a reference for the painting, but the customer wanted to make it more as it is a twilight time, so it gave me a lot of creative freedom, which is great and something that every artist is striving for. But it also gave me a lot of harsh times as I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to make it look like in terms of color palette, and several times I changed the sky and the mountains and then again the sky and then again the mountains and kept on disliking it, and although the customer was happy with it at this point. But yeah, that's another problem that I run into from time to time, to completely disapprove something that I have created and the customer to be like, whoa, that's awesome, and I'm like, what exactly you like about it? Alright, just move everything in the studio, and this is so much more appropriate for this painting. It feels nice, but let's get actually working because I've wasted so much time with this space. At this point there are lots of greens and it's kind of hard to differentiate what is what, but I think once I add flowers and more color, that will be fixed. But now something else that gotta be fixed, this mess right here. So the idea is to make a pegboard similar to the one I had in my room, you know, to organize all my paints, display them, easy to use, straight on, just take it, use it, put it back. But I won't use the previous one because I need something bigger, something similar to the flooring I used for this place. Actually, exactly what I need. Alright, this is something much better. Now, let's fix this problem right here. Once I added the flowers and took a step back, really the whole picture just changed and I started to see what I wanted from the very beginning. But to be quite honest, I wasn't fully satisfied with the mountain and the sky, and yeah, the client liked it either way I showed it, and I'm so thankful for the trust and the freedom I was given to experiment with variety of ideas and color palettes. But as sweet and desirable the creative freedom is and helpful in many situations, I strongly believe that true creativity comes indeed from limits and restrictions. So I did something that I should have done from the very beginning, to mix only couple of colors and make like a limited palette and stick with it no matter what, without using any other colors. And although I didn't film the whole process, I'm extremely happy with how it turned out. In my opinion, it gives the exact feeling of how a sunset would colorize the top of the mountain peaks. And this whole process and this decision right here made me deeply realize that we as humans often see our disadvantages and, let's say, limited possessions, abilities, situations and colors in life as something that is not enough, and we want more of it, we complain about it and we excuse ourselves of doing something better and something greater with our lives because it's just obviously not enough. But I think if we rather force ourselves to be truly thankful for what we have, no matter how little it might be, and to force ourselves to use it as it is everything that we have ever needed, well, then we will have progress and then we will be satisfied with the fruits of our work and we will be able to create the freedom that we are really striving for. And maybe the only way to achieve more is to think and act like you have more than enough. Well, it was pleasure making this one. Sure, it was challenging, but that's the fun about it, and that is what is making you grow and making you better. And I still see some small things that I could adjust, and I will in the next videos, because actually this painting is part of something bigger. If you follow me on Instagram, you may know what I am talking about, and if you don't, well, you should. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, you enjoyed the painting, the video. I put a lot of work in this stuff, so I would highly appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and If you haven't yet, subscribe. Thank you once again for watching, and most importantly, I hope that you go and create something today, and I will see you in the next video, which I hope to be sooner than the last one, but yeah, I will try my best.